What's going on, y'all? It's your boy Alex. Shout out to the Elite Fleet. Make sure you like and subscribe so you can become a member of Elite Fleet. And today we're going to talk about the 5 biggest ways to build generational wealth, alright? You do these 5 things, or at least do multiple of these 5 things, you're going to set your family up for generational success. You're going to make sure that your last name means something and that people know when your family's coming through, okay? Y'all going to be like the Targaryens from Game of Thrones or something like that, alright? Your last name's going to matter, your family legacy is going to matter, okay? And then as always, if you guys want any financial consultations, because I do financial advisement, you can email me at the link in the description, okay? Just the same way you would email me if you wanted a relationship consultation. If you want more information on some of these products, we get into depth on the Patreon. That link will be in the description as well. Or if you just want to support the channel and give a donation, you can do that through that Patreon link as well. Or you can hit the Cash App, or you can just wait till we go live and you can send a donation in the super chat, however you want to do it. But anyway, if y'all know me, y'all know I don't like to waste too much time. So let's get straight into the 5 best ways to build generational wealth for your family, all right? Number 1 is going to be the king of them all, and that's going to be life insurance, all right? Now, I know for some of y'all like, life insurance, what's that? A lot of y'all, somebody passes away, y'all got to start a GoFundMe. Somebody passes away, y'all got to exhaust all your savings. Somebody passes away, and it's more of a detriment financially than anything. Now listen, it's always going to be sad when someone dies. It's always going to be upset that at the end of the day, we're all going to croak at some point. And if you have life insurance, you can find beauty in that croaking because you can provide your family with tax-free lump sums of money. And we're talking about life-changing amounts of money, all right? We're talking about usually in the 6 figures, 100,000, 500,000. Some people have $1 million policies, okay? Imagine you passing away and being able to leave your children and your wife or your husband and your children millions of dollars. Or even if you don't have any kids, your sisters, your nieces, your nephews, millions of dollars or hundreds of thousands of dollars tax-free to go on and better their lives or put themselves into another financial bracket or put themselves into another financial class or social class, okay? Always has been, always will be the number 1 way to build generational wealth. It's one of the few things, especially if you're African American, that we're way behind on. And when we wonder why, man, why are all these other people ahead of us? Because they have this. They have other things, but this is one of the things that they all have. And they don't get sensitive about it. I don't want to talk about when I'm going to die. Listen, we're all going to croak. All right? So the number 1 way to build generational wealth, get yourself some life insurance. Okay? Number 2 is going to be real estate. Now, I know some of y'all are going to be like, what, Alex? You was going ham about real estate. Well, yeah, because this isn't necessarily the best time to buy a house with the way the housing market is going, all this stuff. But real estate could be a big benefit to you and your family, all right? Especially when you own the property. Keyword, when you own the property. Because this could be a property you could pass down to your children. Y'all might move into a nursing home or y'all might move into an apartment. Your kids can, who especially the first one to get married, they can come in. They don't got to worry about rent or any of that. They can just come in, pay the taxes on the property, okay? Manage whatever might go wrong with the property and just move their family right into there, okay? You have equity when you have a house, okay? If it's paid off, you can sell it, pure profit. Not to mention home equity that you can get. Even if you don't own the house, you can still get home equity if you're right side up in your loan, all right? They could rent the house out. Say you guys leave and your kids don't want the house. Okay, one of them could become a landlord. Rent the house out. Design the house so that it's multiple rooms and multiple people can stay in the house. Make it a way to get an extra stream of income for them, okay? There's a lot of things you can do with real estate. I'm not going to break them all down here because I gave you guys the link to where you really want to get into it. I'll give you more explanation. But I would say the next big thing, real estate. Real estate is going to be the next biggest thing for building generational wealth, all right? And some of these, you can label them in any order you want to, but life insurance is definitely going to be the number 1 thing, okay? The number 3 thing, and this is going to catch some people off guard, but the number 3 thing is going to be marriage. Yeah, that's right. That's the number 3 thing. Number 3 thing is marriage. Now, what I want you guys to understand about marriage, because I know some of you are going to be like, what? Well, then that would get divorced great, and they might take half my stuff or da-da-da, whatever you're thinking in your head. If you do marriage the right way, it should result in 1 or 2 things. 1, you can get married with someone who has just as much money, if not more money than you. So cut all that alimony, child support crap out. You're on the same level. You have the same playing field. It's an equal playing field. Nobody's doing more than the other. In that case, you automatically double your net worth as a family. Let's say you're a six-figure earner. You get married to another six-figure earner. You're automatically doubling your net worth, not including any of your investments or anything else that you guys have coming on. And what's better than one billionaire in the words of Jay-Z? Two. But let's say you go the opposite route. You want a housewife. You just want a woman who's going to be in there. She's going to take care of the cooking. She's going to take care of the cleaning. She's going to raise the children for you. She's going to make sure everything is straight at home. Well, believe it or not, that's actually a benefit too. Not only is that going to set your kids up for future success, which is also going to help build generational wealth, because your kids are going to get a tutoring at a higher level, if not just from the mom. They'll probably have an extra tutor, okay? But she's going to make your life easier. She's going to make it so more that you can function, okay? Most housewives also operate as executive wives. For those of you who don't know what executive wife means, it means she's handling all the bills. She's making sure those are paid. She's running all the errands for you while you focus solely on work and providing, which frees up your time to put more into your business or more into your job or more into being productive. She's like a personal assistant. She's taking care of everything on the back end. It's way deeper than just the children, okay? So marriage, all right? Get married to someone who's either equal, maybe even a little bit higher than you on the playing field, especially if you're a woman. But if you're a man, getting married to somebody who's equal, okay, and becoming a power couple, and or getting yourself a housewife to act as an executive wife, make sure your kids are doing great in school, make sure they have everything they need, make sure they're led in the right directions, make sure everything in the house is straight, make sure everything in the house is good, tell you anything's going wrong before it has a chance to break or bust completely. That's one of the fastest ways to build generational wealth, all right? We got two left. The next thing is a small business, all right? So we're just going to put SMB. If you have a small business, especially one that's successful and sustainable, as in you're going into your old age and it's still running, this is one of the best ways to build generational wealth. Besides just a profit that your small business is going to make for your family, this is something you can hand down, okay? Let's say you're a welder or you're an electrician or you work in HVAC or you got your CDLs, okay? Even if you run a financial business or whatever the case may be, whatever business you have, let's say your son or your daughter takes interest in the same thing. Well, you can train them for free because you've been doing it your entire life, and instead of them having to look for a job, they can come right back into the family business, which you've already taken out of the red and made green, and they can just run forward with it, which is just going to increase the profits further, probably expand the business more, especially because they got to watch you and see all the mistakes you made and learn from you and double down on that. Now they can bring in more employees. Now they can become more of a CEO type, and then they can pass that on to their kids. They can hire their cousins. They can hire whoever. They can keep the money in the family, all right? SMB is one of the best ways to build generational wealth, okay? SMB, starting a small business, sustaining the small business, then passing it down to your kids or your children, okay? Or hiring your brothers and sisters and spreading that wealth throughout the family. You can become like the Buffetts who own Walmart. Right? You can get to that level, it's not impossible. But even if you don't, there's plenty of little local family businesses, especially restaurants and stuff, where people just, they pass the restaurant down. Now their kids on the restaurant. Or they pass the glass business down. Now their kids on the glass business. SMB, one of the best ways to build generational wealth. And then last, not least, but last, we're going to do investments, okay? Now, it depends on what you invest in. Again, y'all gotta have to click the link or send an email to really get more information on that. But you put your money into the right annuity, especially if it's an income annuity, all right? You can pass that down, leave that to your kids if you demise yourself earlier. And this is something that's going to pay them for a set amount of years versus one lump sum. So it makes it a little bit harder for them to blow the bag, okay? You can do things like fixed annuities, okay? You can build a stock portfolio, cut a chunk off, pass the stock portfolio down to your kids. I knew one client who had it set up where he had $2.6 million worth of a particular stock. And what he would do is, as soon as he hit a certain age, he would shave some money off the stock. Then he'd pass the stock down to his son. His grandfather passed the stock down to him, and that's just what they did in their family. They shave a certain amount of money off, then they pass it down. Then you build on it, you build on it. Then you shave your amount off, then you pass it down, and it builds and it builds, and vice versa, okay? So we already talked about income annuities as a good thing as far as building generational wealth. The stock market, depending on what you invest in and how you set it up, can also be a good mean to build generational wealth. And there's other investments that'll be good for building generational wealth as well. None of them as good as life insurance, but still very good. But again, you got to click the link or send an email if you want that information. Okay, so these are the 5 big dogs: life insurance, real estate, marriage, SMB, aka small businesses and investments. If you can do all of these things, or at least multiple of these things, you don't have to necessarily do them all, but if you can do multiple of these things, you'll be setting your family up for success in the long run, way after you're gone. You'll be setting your family name up to be a name that's known and associated with wealth and power. You'll be setting your family up to have old money and not always have to run into new money or generate new money for themselves. All right. So those are the 5 tips for building generational wealth. I am Alex, and I am out. Peace.